Okay, please help me welcome Lama Naimi here to talk to us about a new product of Mindshare.
Hi everyone, it's a pleasure to be here. As this fine young gentleman said, I'm here to present a new product by Mindshare. It was launched, it's called The Loop, and it was launched in 2014 at our offices in New York. And we're gradually rolling this product out across all our other offices globally. So before we dive into what the Loop Room really is, I want to stop for a second and talk about adaptive marketing. Now, this is not a fad. I'm sure a lot of you have been hearing this term. You know, it's basically what we base all of our work on. Because if you're not adaptive, if you're not relevant in what you do in media, then you're a relic. And nobody wants a dinosaur. Nobody will follow you. Nobody will listen. And then you just become outdated. So what is adaptive marketing, and how did this really just come to be? I'm going to share with you a very short video because I'm sure you've been seeing all these texts and pictures for the couple of days, so now it's a good change. So this is the long and short of basically adaptive marketing. Adaptive means generating real-time insights that drive real-time action. So as you've been hearing from my colleagues before me, and how anything that goes viral, that goes online, it really affects how things move forward, and it forces the marketers into taking certain actions. It's not just a fad, like we said. It's because of how relevant everything is. So how were we going to make the most of this? We needed something. We needed a solution that would actually feed and seed from all of this data that's out there, that's available, be it on social, on your digital planning tools, on your marketing campaigns, and optimize as we go in real time so that the actions that we take would be more relevant and more impactful. And this is why we came up with The Loop. The Loop is actually a decision-making engine. It enables us to be adaptive. It enables us to use real-time insight to drive real-time actions. By connecting insights to actions, together we create the closed loop of media. The Loop, it is not a software, all right? It's not a data source, not just one data source. It's not a dashboard. It's not something that we use for a one-off time and then we kill it. It's not just about collecting data and analyzing it and just looking at figures and crunching numbers. And it's not just for specific people. This is what it would look like. So basically, physically, it's just a room with 8 screens, a computer, and internet. That's all. It's very simple. But intellectually, it facilitates collaboration and integration. It puts data at the center of it all. So usually how things happen traditionally is we run a campaign, We take out, we look at the results, and then we optimize for something else. We wait for the other campaign, for the following campaign, to make it more impactful, to make it more relevant, to actually drive more sales for our client, whatever the aims are. But with this, it happens in real time. With the loop, it's on the go. So you don't have to wait or waste money or just, learn from mistakes when it's too late, because it really closes the room for that much mistakes, because it's on the go and you're being very vigilant and you're analyzing everything as it happens. So basically, there's 4 elements. There's on the left is the physical things that we need. So it's just basically the room and the technology and the hardware. This is how we set it up. Okay? And then to actually activate it, we need insights and action partners. So it could be, if you're on social media, it's Facebook, Twitter, Insights, YouTube, whatever, any insights that you have access to. If you're on a website, it's obviously Google Analytics, or any other partner that you have. Some people like to invest in paid tools, so for monitoring. So this is also an insight partner. For action partners, this is who we go to actually act on the go. So it could be on creative. It could also be on paid search if you want to optimize your campaign on the go, using a tool that, whatever tools that you already are using. So it's a mixture of both. And of course, when we activate it, we've already set up a specific process. And of course, the screens are going to be very small because we don't want to give you our big secrets here. But so there is a process depending on what outcome the client is hoping to achieve and why they even invested in the loop to begin with. So how does it work? So there's the well and the matrix. The well is the 8 screens that we saw before, and they're split out across contextual media, paid, owned, and earned. And there's the upper bar is for you or for our client, and the lower stack of 4 screen is reserved for their competitors. And then once we have all that data up there and we're monitoring, what do we do with it? We have created something called the matrix, and it doesn't star Keanu Reeves. So this matrix that we do, it's an ongoing audit of the data that we're excavating and that we're observing, and we take the insights that we're finding and we change them into actionable items that are short, medium, and long-term goals. And it could be, like I said before, it could be content generation, media optimization, or an entire business shift, depending on how vital the information we found is. So this is what the well looks like. On the top screens are for the client, the bottom screens are for the competitor. And this is basically more or less the template that we use for the matrix. It could be used, and as we will see in the next few slides, the loop is not intended for hit and run. It's not supposed to be a one-time thing, so we come in one day, we're going to use the loop today, and then we kill it. The best way to use it, the way you can really benefit your clients, is to make it an ongoing thing, because you need monitoring. Trends don't just come up overnight. Some do, obviously, but then if you're tracking and if you're keeping track of what is going on in the digital sphere, you can actually see it coming. And this is why we advise that it be used for a longer period and not just a one-day thing. And depending on, like I said before, on the objectives that we're trying to achieve, it could be cataloging meetings, compiling ongoing insights, to see where we are. We measure ourselves against the KPIs that we've already set on this particular campaign. And then we see, do we need to increase spending here? Is the click-through rate, ideal for this campaign, and it's not working for something else? Should we kill it? So again, this is all as we go, and this needs to be done through the matrix. So, like I said, we have insight partners and action partners that help us activate and bring the loop to fruition. The insight partners, again, are any source of insights and data that are crucial to the campaign that you're running, and that will give you the insight, and not just insight, it'll put you one step ahead of your competition. Because, I mean, picture this, you are Jaguar, for example, and you are monitoring predetermined keywords that are very vital to you as a brand, and that your competition is also bidding for and is aiming to use and to hijack. So if you are monitoring on a longer period of time, you will have the advantage of seeing when it's dropping, so you can increase your bid, for example, and own it instead of being reactive. You would be proactive. So this is through the insight partners. The action partners is just it differs obviously from one office to the other for Mindshare because it depends on who our local partners are. So it could be like, I don't know, Percolate or any just sort of business or startup that specifies in creating maybe media or, I don't know, it could be creative. It could be, again, like I said, something that's more mathematical or numerical, like, for example, Google paid search. And again, like these two disciplines come together to bring the loop. So when should our clients use it? There's ongoing use, obviously, for business strategic decision-making, campaign tracking, buy optimizations, culture trigger tracking, competitive response, all of the things that I already covered. And if they have key milestones, so like there's a campaign launch, there's a tentpole event that they want to build the hype around, or there's a global event that they want to be a part of. So these are basically the uses of the loop room. And here, this is where the loop has been already launched. Purple is already live. This is tentatively by the end of Q1. We should be live in all the purple spots. And it's coming, we're going to roll it hopefully out in Lebanon soon. As per the plan, you can see. And the green ones are, in the process of being built. Now, I know I've been talking a lot about it. Let me just go ahead and show you a few case studies so you can really see how it goes. In the States, okay, Kotex have their brand, they've positioned themselves in a different way. So they're not, just throwing a Kotex very bulkily. I mean, they invested more in the personality of the brand, and they created You by Kotex. So Orange is the New Black. You by Kotex is a very colorful product, okay? So they, and even like their tampons and their products that are more colorful, they're very popular with the younger female audience, who also happens to be fans of Orange is the New Black. So what they did is, they knew that Orange is the New Black is rolling soon, and there was a huge hype. So, I mean, if you don't know what Orange is the New Black is, maybe you would understand it when I make the comparison of, what's it called? Oh God, I forgot the other one. Anyway, never mind. So it's huge, like Game of Thrones. But for the younger, funnier audience. So they knew that it was launching, and they anticipated a huge conversation and huge buzz happening around this trend. So what they did is, it was contextual. They built their specific ads and that are very related and similar in feel to the actual show, and they placed it on websites that are running content about the show. So the ads would appear on whenever the content in context, and it resulted in 40% higher engagement rate versus the norm. And again, the loop was used, of course, to track what's successful, what isn't, what's interesting, what's working, and what's not. And like I said before, it was on the go. Another example is for Kleenex. So this is the loop was used for search here. So using ongoing monitoring, what they did is, obviously Kleenex is, you know what Kleenex is. So they had a predetermined set of keywords, and they plugged it into the loop, and we were monitoring them. And then we saw that there was a flu, or a flu treatment, or prevention. These keywords, they started spiking up, which indicated that there was an outbreak of flu. The flu season. So obviously we adapted, we created content across multi-channel media, and obviously we supported it with proper spend. And what that did was 40% more monthly sales versus the yearly average of that period. And there was 430,000 units more sold just by doing that. So it's not just, castles in the air, it is actually measurable on the spot. Since I'm running low on time, I'm going to skip this one. I'm going to show you something that's actually more relevant to our region. So for one of our clients, thank you. Rani Float is a refreshment, and they position themselves as different because they have not the pulp of the fruit, but actual fruit chunks in the cans. So their platform is different. Now, when they changed and announced this new platform, it wasn't going very well. It wasn't perceived as positively as they had hoped it to, and different is good was not considered credible on social media. So try as we may, we really put so much effort into the visuals, into the communication, and it just wasn't really working. So we started monitoring again beforehand using the loop. And what we did for them in specific was we didn't benchmark against a competitor. The benchmark was our predetermined set of KPIs because we thought, okay, on contextual, we want our enjoy the difference hashtag to be the most trending in both UAE and KSA. So that was what went on the contextual screens. And obviously, there was monitoring of the budgets that we were spending on search, and et cetera. And before I show you the figures, I'm just going to show you a quick video again. Or maybe I should skip the video. OK. Let's use audio.
I'm really excited today. I walk in here in Mindshare office and I have seen my brand really activated in different social media platforms, communicating with consumer in real-time dialogue and pushing the campaign of different is good for Rani, and seeing this full team dedicated behind the brand here in Dubai and there in Beirut just to get the best out of this campaign. So I'm really glad of this partnership.
The Loop Room is a physical space that truly embodies adaptive marketing. We as Mindshare have 3 core values: speed, teamwork and provocation. And I think the Loop Room really brings all those 3 elements together. Today we are using real-time data to influence both how we react to our consumers and how we react to our media buys. The Loop Room totally transforms the way we work. It allows us to be truly agile.
We have the full team here in Dubai in the Loop Room, where we're looking at analytics, where we actually have got our social specialists, our performance specialists, and a full integrated media team in the room with client. And we have our team in Beirut, who are our social media management team and on-call designers, so that we can ensure that we are reacting to consumer posts and including visual stimuli, which we know will get a stronger engagement rate.
It's exactly 2 years since we launched Rani on social media. So much has happened since then. We had a new brief to bring their new brand platform, Difference is Good, onto social media. To do that, we developed a purely fiction and difference day. We did a huge 24-hour takeover on all touch points, from paid promoted trends on Twitter, massive push on Facebook. We're even on Instagram as well, and that's in the own space. We've got a 24-hour designer in the Beirut hub behind me. We've scripted lots of different personality touch points. We're working with influencers on Twitter in the UAE and in Saudi to push out our message, and there's millions of reach. So the next time people decide to tweet when they're having a drink, they'll recognize Rani as the badge of difference.
So that's how we managed to penetrate the very noisy social media clutter, and we pushed through our platform. We overachieved on KPIs. We got more people using the hashtag, and everyone went home happy. So that's basically it for me. I'm sorry I took a bit more time than was intended. Does anyone have any questions?
Sorry, we have time for one question only. Quick question, though.
Thank you. That was very interesting. How do you integrate big data in that? I'm sure that using, or can you explain more? Are you using that?
Yes. So again, when you say big data, I guess it all depends on where you're seeding it from. So I don't know, if it's Google Analytics, you have a website, for example, and you see that organic traffic is low, but you see that, I don't know, a certain category of your website, a certain page, it has extremely low bounce rate, more time on site. You can see that users are interested in this kind of topic. and the content material that's there. So we build on that, we excavate from that data, and we try to optimize everything else. So if other pages are, they have higher bounce rate, we try to measure accordingly. But again, like I said, it depends on the platform, and it depends on what you're trying to achieve. What's your aim? Like, what do you want to do? So, for example, on Rani, they wanted to be the most talked about. So we made it happen by optimizing buying, and we got everyone to talk about them the highest. But for another brand, they wanted to increase sales, for example, like, sign-ups, like Huggies, which I skipped through. So again, they saw, for example, that mothers were not, people who are downloading their coupons, they weren't registered. So they changed all of their creative ads and all of their tactics to reflect something, to offer something more for people to sign up. So this is how it works, and it's on the go. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.